Ezra Levant here for Rebel News. I finally managed to get government approval to visit Tommy Robinson in prison tomorrow, Saturday afternoon. He's the British journalist and civil rights activist sentenced to prison for broadcasting a documentary film on Twitter. I'm going to check on how he's being treated in prison. I hear he's been put in solitary confinement for nearly 2 weeks now. I board the plane to London in just a few hours. But then I saw the news overnight from Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Roving Islamic gangs storming through city streets after a soccer game between an Israeli team and a Dutch team. And it was like a scene out of Gaza. Terrorist thugs were hunting down anyone who was Jewish or even who looked Jewish. And when they found them, they beat them mercilessly. It was a massive pogrom, leaving hundreds of Jews seriously injured. Some reports say that a number of Jews are actually missing, suggesting that they've been killed or even taken hostage, Hamas style. I hope that report was not accurate. I'm not going to cancel my trip to visit Tommy Robinson tomorrow. It's essential that I see how he's being treated and to talk with him about legal strategies to move him to a better prison. But as soon as I'm done visiting him in the UK at the Wood Hill prison, instead of going home to Canada directly, I'm going to immediately fly to Amsterdam. It's actually a short flight from the UK, and I'll be on the ground tomorrow night, Saturday night. Our head of video, Efron Monsanto, is heading straight there from Canada. He'll actually arrive a few hours before I do. So tomorrow afternoon, Saturday, I'll have a full report for you from HMP Wood Hill, the prison where they're keeping Tommy. And then a few hours later, I'll be on the ground in Amsterdam, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like, including if the Dutch police have managed to take control of their streets again. It's a real question. Police were nowhere to be found during the riots. In recent months, Dutch police have refused to guard Jewish buildings, citing Gaza as their excuse. They're political police. They're Islamist police in some cases. The attacks on the Jews were meticulously coordinated, even local taxi drivers getting in on it, helping to ferry rioters to the scene and refusing to take Jews away from danger. The information about this looming intifada was given to Dutch authorities in advance. It seems that they did nothing. I hope you agree with my itinerary. I must keep my promise to visit Tommy in prison, to get a first-hand report on how he's being treated, and to make sure I have his proper instructions for his legal fight back, which we have been crowdfunding at Rebel News. I will give that my full attention. But as soon as I'm done with that, I'll get on the very next flight to Amsterdam instead of coming home. I won't even be in the UK for 10 hours. I think both of these stories are enormously important, by the way. In fact, I think they're actually related. Tommy Robinson has been warning us for years of the risk of unassimilated Islamist gangs utterly transforming European cities from the safe, high-trust society that took centuries to build to little replicas of Gaza or Afghanistan. Both of these stories, Tommy Robinson and what happened in Amsterdam, will either be ignored or twisted by the mainstream media. The media supports mass immigration. They turn a blind eye to crime, especially if it's migrant crime. And frankly, much of the media is anti-Semitic these days. They probably think the Jewish riot victims in Amsterdam deserved it. So if you can help us with our reports, please do. To help Tommy Robinson's legal fees, please visit SaveTommy.com. That's to help Tommy Robinson. We're helping him with two matters: his prison treatment and fighting against the bizarre Terrorism Act charges he's facing. If you want to help with that, go to SaveTommy.com. And if you want to help crowdfund our trip to Amsterdam, you can go to AmsterdamRiots.com. That's where we'll buy the ticket for Efron and myself, and we need 2 nights hotel in that city. That's AmsterdamRiots.com, and on both of those pages, we'll have all the reports from those two important stories. Thank you for your support. I'll keep you posted on both projects. I don't want to promise anything, but I've reached out to the Dutch political leader, Geert Wilders, who leads the largest party in the Netherlands government coalition. It's called the Party for Freedom. And they've always had a demand for stricter limits on immigration and the deportation of foreign criminals. I've interviewed Geert Wilders several times, in fact, just last year. And my goal is to meet with him on this trip too. It's not confirmed, but I'll let you know the moment that's locked in. But even if we can't connect with Geert Wilders, we'll ask a lot of questions to others also, like, where were the police? Why did the government ignore warnings? Will the terrorists be deported? Will the mayor or police chief resign? How do ordinary Dutchmen feel about what mass immigration has done to their country? And I'll even ask him a question about Tommy Robinson. I'll let you know what we hear. To support our journey to Amsterdam, go to AmsterdamRiots.com. And to support our work with Tommy Robinson, go to SaveTommy.com. Thanks. I'll give you many reports tomorrow. I'm on my way to the United Kingdom to visit Tommy Robinson in prison. I'll report to you on how he's being treated. To learn more, go to SaveTommy.com. You can also chip in for our legal defense fund for him. As soon as that's done, I'm going to Amsterdam to report on the Intifada, the pogrom in the streets, where Muslim extremists attack Jews in the streets of Amsterdam. To help cover our economy class airfare to that city, go to AmsterdamRiots.com. Thanks.